Hey there, everyone. It's Denise Salcedo. Welcome back to the channel. My guest for today is a former two-time NXT North American champion and is competing on this week's Iron Survivor Challenge at NXT Deadline. Ladies and gentlemen, Carmelo Hayes. What's up, Carmelo?
What's up, Denise?
You know, it's good to see you because I was very excited when I found out that I was going to be talking to you, because you have legitimately been one of my favorite people to watch on NXT because your growth has been absolutely tremendous. So with that being said, I'm going to kick things off. It's sort of a broad question for you. You know, the last 2 years for you in WWE, you've been able to do so much on the NXT brand. So I kind of want to start off by asking you, how has your life changed being part of WWE and just your experience thus far?
Yeah, you're right. I feel like I've been here for 5 years, just with all the stuff that I've experienced. No, I just feel like I've grown so much as an individual, really. As a performer, like it's just matured me so much. Just being in this environment has grown me up more than I thought it ever would. Just this schedule and everything like that. But yeah, no, this 2 years, it flew by, but it felt like I've done a lot. Even this one last year, just somebody had mentioned to me earlier that like the match at Roderick Strong was like almost a year ago. I said, oh, already a year. Oh my God. It's going by so fast, but so slow, but I just feel like, yeah, my life has changed a lot and all for the better. It's just been just a great 2 years with WWE.
And I think people are definitely seeing that because like amongst like social media, I feel like you're one of the names that people are always like saying very positive things about, and really excited to see you. When people were talking about their predictions for the Iron Survivor Challenge, you were definitely one of the top names that was being brought up amongst fans. So with that being said, I do want to rewind a little bit because you came into NXT with a bang, winning the 2021 breakout tournament. What was your reaction when you found out that you were going to be that guy to not only win the tournament, but then also go on to get the NXT North American Championship?
It was a certain pressure I had on myself where it was like, oh, okay, they're going with me. Like I can't fail. I can't let them down. Like that Melo don't miss thing, like it was before even that. I can't miss. You know what I mean? I truly can't. At first it was a lot of pressure. It really was, just because like I don't know if you remember, but the guys I had to go against were just so much bigger than me. So like those were just such difficult matches, because there really wasn't a lot I could do. And then after that, it got a little bit smoother. But yeah, no, I think it was just the pressure of, okay, making sure that they know that they picked the right guy. And I still to this day feel that type of pressure on myself. They know what they got, but I still like, I want them to know that they got the right guy every time I go out there.
Do you feel like that pressure actually helps you do better when you're out there? Like, do you thrive under pressure?
So it's crazy because like the word pressure and the word expectation are like hand in hand with me, where it's like, I know there's certain expectations of me. So like I hold myself to a certain standard, and I, have expectations of myself. And my goal is always just to exceed. Oh, I lost me for a second. I'm sorry. My goal is to exceed my own expectations of myself and everybody else's, because my expectations are already so high always. So if I can, hit their expectations and over exceed mine or versa, then I'm happy.
I feel like that makes a lot of sense, because sometimes when you have those expectations or that pressure, even the expectations that you mentioned of yourself, it helps you just like go out there and do better. And that's the thing that with you, Carmelo, there's so many times where you see certain guys that like have the mic work, but the in-ring work's not there, or they have the in-ring work, but the mic work's not there. But you're one of those guys that legitimately has both. And we've been seeing both of those things, with you. So Carmelo, like my question to you is, when you were NXT North American champion, how did you feel about your own performance?
Yeah, I'm really proud of everything that I did with that title. I had mentioned that I wanted to be that I was going to make it the A championship, and I said it very lightly, not realizing that what was like next to come. But then it became an energy that I had about no, I really want, like, and it wasn't even I was necessarily competing with, because at that time people don't remember, it was Tommaso who was champion. And I had said that to Tommaso's face. So, a lot of people are like, oh, him and Braun, like, but no, I was saying that to Tommaso. But it was more just like an energy that I wanted to bring, like that this is, even if, people want to say it wasn't, it was, whatever. But I'm like, to me, it is. To me, this is my world championship. I'm gonna treat it like the world championship. Every time I wrestle, this is the world championship. This is the most important title because I have it. So yeah, so I mean, I'm very, very proud of everything I was able to do with that North American title, and it helped me grow as a performer and as a champion.
Exactly. And I think we definitely all saw that, honestly. Like we were seeing it. I was just like, damn, like he's going out there, he's cutting these promos. And you mentioned like all of this. It came through very easily on the screen and whatnot. So I do want to ask you about getting to work with Shawn Michaels. Now, I've talked to Shawn Michaels before in a previous interview, and you were definitely one of those names that he brought up. So I got to ask you, getting to work with somebody like Shawn, who has done it all and is at the very mountaintop of things. What has that experience been like? And what would you say has been the thing he has helped you out with the most?
Yeah. Like sometimes I always say this, like I have to step out of my shoes and realize it is Shawn Michaels, like Mr. WrestleMania HBK, like that's Shawn Michaels. Because we see him so often. It's like now he's just kind of like, just you see him regular, and he's not, you talk to him, he doesn't act like Shawn Michaels. He's just like a regular guy. He's just humble. But every time he talks to me, he says something, even by accident, that I'm like, whoa, like that hit me. You know what I mean? Wow. So like I try to listen very closely when he talks to me, because he might say something in passing or something that sticks with me. So I've just learned so much from Shawn, and coming from a guy that has done everything here, has made every mistake, you know what I mean? Has done everything from, WrestleManias to first time matches to everything. He really is the perfect guy to have running something like this where you got all this new talent. So yeah, I'm just a sponge when I'm around him, truly.
I love how you mentioned like he just says things and you're like, wait, I just learned a lot from that, like
Yeah.
out of nowhere. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do want to ask you, because another person who has recently taken on a larger role is Triple H, who's now running creative for WWE. I want to ask you, Carmelo, what changes do you feel that you've noticed on the NXT side of things as a performer now with Triple H in charge? What has that all been like?
I don't see a huge change. I mean, necessarily. I think now more it's like, hey, Shawn has a little bit more freedom. Not that he didn't before, but I think now, with Hunter and Shawn being so close, it is more of like a collaborative effort. Where it's like, hey, we're gonna do this, and okay, like, can I don't know if he's necessarily like, hey, can I do? I really don't know. I'm not on that side, but like from a talent standpoint, like I'm just doing what I'm still doing. Nothing's changed for me personally. Like it's just we're just still running the course, running the play, and doing what we do. So yeah, but it's been great, like having Hunter. Just knowing that they're so close, and Shawn's not gonna let me flop. Hunter's not gonna let me flop. You know what I mean? That's reassuring.
It is nice to have that, right? You're like, thank you. I just, to have that support, right? You want to know that people are rooting for you. That's always going to make things a lot easier when you're going out there and putting yourself out there. Another question that I do want to ask you, because this person has been in the news a lot, and this is somebody you've worked with in the past, William Regal. I kind of want to get your thoughts on what it was like working with him previously.
Yeah, Regal, he was a big part. I don't know if a lot of people know, he was a big part of getting me signed to WWE. Because he was one of the people who has like an eye on indie talent. And, he was somebody who saw me early on that, kind of co-signed for me when it came down to like, hey, is this kid, worth our time type of thing. And he vouched for me. And then coming to the Performance Center, he's a guy where, if you want to know, if you want to talk to him and ask him, he will take the time to really help you. If he sees that there's something in you and he sees that you want to learn, he will help you. So I think he's going to be a huge asset to wherever he goes. There's rumors that he might be coming back, and if he does, that's going to be a huge asset for the newer talent coming in. But I'm so fortunate that I got to work with him, as long as I did before he left.
What does it mean to you that somebody like Regal vouched for you? And you mentioned, obviously the rumors of him coming back. How would that like change things?
he has an understanding of, well, first, it means a lot the fact that Regal, because I mean, he's somebody, he's very particular. And he sees the things that the average eye doesn't see. You know, like when we watch wrestling, it's like we're like, oh, cool move this, cool move that, but like he's very, very detail oriented, the in-betweens, the little things, you know what I mean? The big things that are the little things. So, you know, like we're dealing with like a Regal, you know. So I'm sorry, the second question was, I was thinking about the
how you think it would change to have William Regal back, like for you as a talent, for NXT in general, or WWE in general.
Yeah, pretty much the same. So I mean, he's just going to be able to help all of the newer talent, you know, mold those little things that, you know, are missing with a lot. Because like I'm sure he, you know, went, you know, elsewhere and probably had the same mindset, and I don't know if it's received the same way. You know, I think here a lot of people, we have a lot of people starting out with no knowledge of anything, and you get people that are stuck in their ways, you know, and he wants to help you change, and you don't want to change, you know. So I think people here will receive it a little bit easier to his style, I guess, of how he does things.
That's awesome. No, that's really great to hear. And it's so cool to hear that he was somebody that, you know, basically got you to be part of this company. So I know we got a couple minutes left. So I do have a final question that I'm going to throw in all together. You know, obviously NXT Deadline, we got the Iron Survivor Challenge. You're going to be part of that. You're going to be one of the 5 guys in it. I want to start off with asking you your, what was your reaction to the concept of the Iron Survivor Challenge? And what would it mean to you if you were to get the win? Because that would only mean you're one step closer to possibly becoming NXT champion.
Yeah, first sharing about the match, it just took me a little bit to understand kind of what exactly it was, and then how to come up with a strategy to win this type of match. Because if you think about it, you know, do you want to be first so you can get more pins? Do you want to be last so you come in and you pin people who are tired? Or, you know, do you want to be somewhere in the middle? Like what happens if you get pins that minute, 30 second, you know, in between that 90 seconds? Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? You know what I mean? Can I recover? Or can I, you know, am I going to lose time to win? So there was a lot of questions that I asked myself, how do I approach it? But the good thing about it, Denise, is like we got 5 of the best in-ring performers, I think, truly on NXT right now that are going to go into this match. And we're going to set the bar so high. And, you know, we're going to, like I said earlier about exceeding expectations. I truly feel like we are going to exceed all expectations. I think people are not sure what to expect. And I don't know if that's something that's good or bad, but it's something that I look at like, okay, like, well, if the bar is down here, well, we're going to shoot all the way up there. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. And to answer the second question, I'm rooting for Braun Breaker to win that match against Apollo, because if I, you know, win that championship, if I win that number 1 contendership for that championship, I want to go against Braun Breaker. I feel like he is the guy. If I'm going to win this title, I want to beat Braun Breaker. All this A-champion talk, you know, it would only be right for me to go up against Braun Breaker and defeat Braun Breaker. Respectfully, I love Apollo, but I need Braun to win. If I'm winning, I need Braun to win.
Awesome. Well, Carmelo, best of luck to you on the Iron Survivor Challenge. I really had an awesome time chatting with you here. You're doing an incredible job. And just thank you so much. And to everyone watching, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to post all of the links in the description box below where you can watch NXT Deadline and also follow Carmelo Hayes on social media. But until next time, I'm Denise Salcedo. This is Carmelo Hayes. We'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.